our fans for coming out for an early morning start to finish our non-conference schedule. Really happy with everyone's production today. Happy that some of those young ladies that don't get a chance to play, they got significant minutes today, and I thought they contributed really well. But now it's 0-0, and the fun begins, and we have a tough test to start conference play when you got the team with the best record coming in, and then you got the reigning OVC tournament champions right after that. So we will have our hands full, and we need all the fan support that we can get.
Going back to this game a little bit before we talk about starting conference, second quarter it just seemed, able to open it up a little bit. It seemed like the defensive end was where that all kind of came from. What did you think of the defense in that second quarter there?
It really did change. I thought our energy, our communication, our intensity level increased, and I would like to point out Connor King and Aaron Bowman for that. They communicated through that, and then we were able to get some things in transition. But defensively, we started to pressure the ball more and not allow easy post entries, and again, play as a unit, and we're going to have to do that going forward.
Okay. You had some girls able to knock down some shots today. You have Bree 4 for 4 from 3, and then Kaylee knocks down a few. What did you think of their shooting tonight? And is that something you've been focused on with some of these guys to really work on their 3-point shooting? Or
no, it's not something that we focus on. I mean, we do shooting drills, and we do drills where we had a bit of a little camp going on. We had 2 days, and so we did conditioning, we had shooting and weights in the morning, and then we'd come in and do basketball in the afternoon, and they hated the conditioning part, but they were able with shooting to see that ball go through the rim, and it feels a certain way, and when you're a basketball player, you like that feel, and I thought they did a good job of knocking down shots. I mean, Bree 4 for 4, I mean, I'll take that every day. I didn't expect that, but she was mentally ready to make shots. You got to know that the shot is going in, and happy for Kaylee. Man, she's been struggling, and she's been getting in the gym extra on her own, and I'm happy for her to be able to come in off the bench and have a career high tonight.
What did you want to see from your team really in this final tune-up before conference? What were the keys, focusing on you guys and not the opponent?
And I told him that. I went to see Creed again last night. Loved that movie. And Rocky tells him it's about the person in the mirror. That's your biggest competition every single day. And no disrespect to William Woods, that's a great program, and they're gonna do great this year. But it's not about William Woods, and it's really not about Belmont or TSU. It is about Southeast Missouri State. And who are we? And what do we do? And that was what I posed on the board. I thought, we are a team that will not quit, and I appreciate that. I want us to be a team that gives great energy, effort, attitude. You guys have heard this before. We communicate and we compete. That's who we are. And then what do? We defend, we rebound, and we make shots. And we're going to keep it simple. And I thought today was a good example of that.
Okay. Where would you how would you describe this team's progress so far compared to maybe where you thought you'd be heading into conference play and where you are?
Well, when I first took the job, I had no clue. And then, you're fortunate enough to have a talented young lady in Olivia Hackman. And so you think, oh, wow, I think we can do some things with her. And then you got other pieces like Aaron and Connor. And you got Bree, who's really fast. But then everything else was a bit of a question mark because no one else either played or got minutes. So for us to be where we are, I think we are moving in the right direction. You go through non-conference, you go on the road, you beat a Wichita State team that's really good, and then you lose Olivia. And I think we have done a good job of not making a big deal out of it. Because even if we do make a big deal, we can't change it. And I hurt for her because I know how bad she wants to be on the floor. But I think that we are dealing with life. And I think these are lessons that hopefully these young ladies will be able to use when they graduate with that Southeast degree. That when life hits you, you stand up and you fight back. And you believe in yourself no matter what. And so I think we're getting there. I think we're getting to the part where she believes so she could. So we'll see what happens in conference play.
Okay. What, if you could pick out a few things at this point. I know you always want to improve on everything, but at this point, going into conference play, what are some keys for your team to, the next step maybe?
Rebounding. Rebounding can win and lose your basketball games, and taking care of your basketball. Those two things can win and lose, because you're not always gonna make shots, and sometimes you will. Like that's sort of kind of gonna happen. But if we can rebound, and we're gonna have our hands full going against one of the top 30 teams in the country in rebounding, and on tomorrow night. But rebounding, and then if we can take care of the ball, we can do those two things. That will help us. And yes, I want to win. I want to win every single game. But I want to make sure that I'm not changing who we are just to win a game. I want us to continue to get better as the season goes on. And when you ask me in 3 weeks, I can say, hey, yes, we are working on these things. We've got better at these things. Now let's move to the next phase. I think our young ladies have a lot left in their tank. I think they have a lot. Their ceiling is really high. We're nowhere close to being where I feel like we can be. And I like that. I'm glad we're not there yet. So we'll continue to get better. And yes, I want to win, but I want to make sure this team we're defending, we're rebounding, we're making shots, we're bringing great energy, effort, attitude. We communicate all the time, and we compete. So we'll see.